Hello and good morning and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby Richardson and I'll be your guide for today. Literally just woke up, so excuse me. Okay. We are going to do a tarot reading today from the CYANIANS. The CYANIANS are blue-ray beings that reside closer to Pleiades. So what happened was I had a really incredible, vivid dream of these beings coming towards me, and they're telling me about what was going to happen in the future. And they had, it was like tall, thin bodies, blue bodies that, I've got a picture here, like this. And I actually created this artwork from the dream that I had. So there was 4 of them that came down, and they had almost like the universe within them. And if anyone's ever seen the knowing, at the end of the knowing, there's these beings like them, but they were white, more white. These ones were very vivid blue, and they could morph into different states of being. So spirit balls, humanoids, yeah. So they had this capability of being able to move through different frequencies and dimensions because they had learnt all of the lessons through the different dimensions, and they were residing closer to source energy oneness, so they could be the observer of many different layers. Yeah, so that's who I'm gonna ask to come through the tarot today and give us a message. They were really prominent in my messages on Tuesday, which was a little bit discombobulated, I know, and I needed to get used to their energy again. I actually do channel them through that, but they sporadically come through, but for some reason I'd up leveled, and with that up leveling comes new messages. The new messages, I'm like, my logical brain's still trying to get used to them. So that message is coded with a lot of really fantastic information, but a little bit I felt disjointed. I like to ground things a bit better, and I think that the cards will help with this. So we're going to get some more messages from them this week, since they seem to be prominent in the Tuesday reading. Hey Geo, hey Sky, good to see you. So let's tap into the tarot just to ground their messages more and see what else comes through. I did have some profound messages last night, but I don't know whether they'll come through the tarot. I'll just leave them and see what happens. I might even do another channeling or another video on those messages that came through. Okay, so we've got one that's just jumped out. Messages from the CYANIANS, please. Messages that you guys want to hear. It's really interesting with them around with the tarot. I don't think I've even tried doing a reading with the tarot with them before. It feels interesting. There's this connection. I literally am feeling a connection with the tarot as an extension of myself, as an extension of them. That's what I'm feeling into at the moment. So it's really interesting. I wish I could describe some of these feelings to you guys. I try. That's what I'm here for, right? Yeah, some of them are beyond English words, though. Okay. And beyond comprehension as well. Okay, well, we've got 2 that's come through that I think they want me to read these 2 first. The first one is the 7 of Cups. So interesting card for the first card that's come in. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. So definitely lessons to be learnt here, because the 7s to me is going through needing to do it yourself so that you can reach the pinnacle of your authenticness. So needing lessons that you have to go through yourself, almost like they, as the observer, are watching humanity go through these lessons that they're almost like we have no seeing us as source energy, like they are source energy going on a journey. We are source energy going on a journey, but we have a limited kind of a mindset of what we could create compared to them, or where we could go. They're a lot more expanded. And it's like watching a child learn a lesson and knowing that they have to go through it to be able to get to the other side of it. But they want to bring us the attention of keep working, or the harvest is coming, keep working. There are many choices coming your way, because this 7 of Cups is literally using your imagination again to choose what you want. And they're saying this is actually a lesson of the imagination. So, because the imagination hasn't been taught how to utilize itself to its fullest potential, because it was kind of poo-pooed in our school systems, and by those that didn't want us to use it for our own advantage. They only wanted us to kind of maintain it for their own program and reality that they want to create. So they're observing us at the moment, going through lessons of how to use our imagination. And once we start to recognize that it is a lot more powerful, in the retrospect of asking it to be grounded or accepted by our logical mind, and then having the reflection come back at us, then when it's grounded, that's really cool. But they are observing this. They said they're not, they don't want to entangle into our energy too much, because if they came and gave us the clear path of what to take, we wouldn't know how to use the imagination. They're showing me a butterfly, that example of that butterfly being coming out of the cocoon. And if at the very last minute someone helps the butterfly come out of the cocoon, the strength of the butterfly isn't able to fly. And so they're very aware of the scenario that's been played out, and those that are right on the precipice of leaving the contained filament of our well-grooved path that we think is safe, but is actually containing us, and then moving into something new. So, okay, so we have the 7 of Pentacles as well that's come up, that is like, well, am I ready to harvest, or am I not? Am I ready to actually take this? I've done quite a bit of work on my mind, but can I actually harvest this? And they're showing me there is one coin that's already fallen to the ground. So yes, it's already ripe. There's a ripeness here for us to take a leap of faith into choosing an imaginative path that we want to take. Remember, this is a brand new thing that we want to create, choosing which one we want, and moving towards it. Yes, our imagination can imagine the worst scenarios as well. They're bringing up this serpent in here, that can be the worst as well, but it can also be absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And they're actually telling me that was one of the reasons why humanity was contained too, is because our imagination is so vast when it is in alignment with ourselves. It can infiltrate so much, and because of the expansion, we had to found maturity within our consciousness to be able to handle that level of expansion through our imagination. And this is why, even though humanity's been completely limited by others that are not of our species, they limited us to a point where we could match their vibe, right? And be used. What were they saying? There was a message there. They contained it. We were contained because of that expansion that could Oh, what was it? Sorry, I lost that message. I'm really sorry about that. I got diverted. Okay, it'll come back again. It's okay. They're saying it'll come back. Don't worry. It's sometimes when you try really hard, you try to grasp for something really hard, you can just see it, feel it slipping away. There's no point. Okay, we'll keep going. Tune into them. Let it go. Tune into them. Okay, so what are the messages that are coming forth for us at the moment? How can you help us? What messages can help us through this? It's a very pivotal moment, a pivotal. I can't even say words anymore. Moment. We're pivoting on one leg here at the moment, teetering on the edge of something new, and asking ourselves, can we trust ourselves? Because every time we thought we were moving forward, we were only doing it from the program that was limited and pulled over us, which brought us into fear and all of that. We got hurt, and so because it was also the reflection of ourselves not being in balance. See, so they're bringing us to that awareness too. Okay, but what can help us move forward day to day, you know, like a grounded way, in a grounded way? We have these specific grooves. They're showing me specific grooves that we've been used to or programmed into doing, and we feel like we have to do them. They're asking us to just instead do as you feel rather than do as you think. Do as you feel for a moment. That's going to actually help the programs start to disperse, and an opening coming up for this imagination to explore. They're bringing me to actually this morning. I woke up at 4:00, and sometimes I stay awake and I start working on work for my Patreon school and stuff like that. And this morning I'm like, oh, well, I can, now that I'm woken up, I can actually do that. But they were like giving me this message of, but do you feel like doing that? And I'm like, actually, I don't. I'm actually still tired. And they're like, well, go back to sleep. So I actually took that advice, and that's what they're bringing me to here for this reading as well. Sometimes we feel if we do this and we do this and we do this, we're actually grooving the program more. We're making more grooves for that program to be installed into us, and we're not escaping it or moving away through coming back to our authentic feelings of how we are living in the moment. So that's one of their powerful lessons. Yeah, look, it came up as the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is like, don't charge ahead with what you feel, what you think you should do. The program will keep taking you on that comfortable path, which never really takes you anywhere anyway, because you're constantly grooving the same path of it eventually falls over. Yeah, okay. So that in reverse is take a steep step back. The flow or the movement will come better, and you will see a clearer path that is a brand new path for you. Remember, because it's a brand new path, you have never done it before. So there is an ounce of vulnerability moving into that. This is real training for humanity to become the creator of their own reality. Great big training ground happening at the moment. Okay, CYANIANS, what other? It is going to happen. They are going to fall. They're saying they are going to fall. They did tell me that in a dream many years ago, but they're bringing it up again now. They are going to, don't worry about it. They are going to fall. So why keep on focusing in on that is a negative nearly kind of a attention-seeking thing that's trying to grasp your imagination, when they are going to fall. Whether they are pushing humanity into a corner and that corner will wake us up, or whether they pull back and let us do our own thing, we are going to wake up. It doesn't make any difference. Their story is at the end. They know this, but they are still holding on to those roots of hope. And where you were holding on to your roots of hope that something would change, now they are holding on to their roots of hope, if you get what I mean, from the people that I'm talking about, that species and those people that are really working for those that have contained us. Try not to say too many words that will stop this YouTube from being up. I mean, they've already pulled one of my YouTubes down for no reason. Okay. What else have you got to say for us today in this time? Coming from an observer point of view, this is why they want to let us know that all that is crumbling. The most important thing is to focus on learning to use your imagination for the benefit of yourself. And that means what's going to excite you and your desires and all of that. Because they are the observer, they already see the play out of the past, present, and future of humanity, because they see the overall picture of where source energy, which here they reside close to, wants to take help, or wants humanity to go. Humanity is that. We are source energy as well, going on that journey. It's like we are that, and yet we are separated from it at the same time. So if we see it from a separated veil, they're telling me, then you would see humanity's journey, past, present, and future, has already been played out. And it's just a matter of individual stories and how they pan out. And also, what do we really want to create here? Because there's also a new opening or expansion for source energies to have a playground on. So what opening is humanity taking source energy through that separated body of self moving. Yeah. Okay. Tarot. I'm sorry, I keep channeling them through instead of doing the tarot. We'll see what else the tarot has to say with them as well. They're saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A whole heap have fallen out. I'm not going to take them. There's just too many at one big, there's a lot to say here, but and sometimes they're saying it's easier to channel, but they do realize that this is a tarot reading. Oh, interesting message right there. So we had the King of Cups coming, and I'm like, very vivid blue here, and they're saying this represents us. Okay, that's interesting. This represents us holding the chalice, a chalice of understanding or wisdom, integrating this wisdom with humanity as we go along, aligning with, they are Blu-ray beings, so there's many different Blu-ray beings. It's kind of like they want us to just explain that a little bit more, in the sense of there's many different species out there in the universe, many different fractions of source energy playing out different imaginings and different stories, right? So as the species starts to evolve and get closer, there's those that branch off into coming closer and closer to source energy. And when they get to a place where they are in communication with all, they are literally source energy's messengers. So that it means that at the top there is all these Blu-ray beings that are from different planets. The ones that are CYANIANS, that I call CYANIANS, because they told me in a dream through the elder that I was working with that is from that sector. And they are the Pleiadian Blu-ray beings. So there's also Acrturian Blu-ray beings. There's also Lyran Blu-ray beings, and so forth. Every species can evolve to that place. And so they are a collective at that top scenario. They wanted to bring that up so that you get a better awareness of their observation. See, they're showing me the fish down the bottom of the king here, and they are like overseers of all. So this is why they can see all the different levels of adventures being played out, because it has already been played out at once, but it's also through our logical mind stretched into a story to have a playground play in. The other card that came in was the King of Wands in reverse. It was face down. So I don't even know if I want to. They're actually saying they are going to visit Earth. That is really interesting, because they're not here yet, but they want to ground. And this is an action card, a ground, like we're doing the actions towards descending into your vibration so that we can help you more, and we will appear and disappear to help guide. And the Knowing, the movie with Nicolas Cage in it, actually has some of their energy, vortexes of energy. That's why it was on premonitions, and why it also prophesized the oil spill on the TV before the movie was made, before the oil spill happened, because they were infiltrating, or they don't like the word infiltrating, but they're trying to find another word for it. They were connecting to the authors of that movie, and bringing through more information, so that we could get a sense or a bearing of them as well. But they are vivid blue, and when I saw them, they didn't have the energy coming off the back like it looked like wings. They didn't have that. They were just all encompassing, like I showed you on the actual picture there. They went like, they said that they can understand why they put that there, because they would see us. They were trying to portray us as angels, as a sort of an angelic feel. But angels are a specific being as well, and so they just wanted to make sure that we knew about them and who they are. And they can morph into humanoids. So, I mean, I saw them in the dream do that. They lied down on the ground. They didn't want to frighten me when they gave me these messages. And so they can morph into a humanoid that will come in and help you or guide you or whatever as well. So see how much help we have. Where we think that we are stuck, we are not. And all they're asking us to do is to keep in our heart space and go for the better, the imaginings of the benefit for self and all around you, and like everyone around you as well. The better, imagine a better story. Even if you just write it down or write bits of, you don't have to be a writer, but write bits of stories down of your imagining, so that you can go, you know what, why not? Why can't, like, you might write it down and go, oh, I'm not sure if this is ever going to take place. Like, ugh. But then a year later, you're like, why not? Because if you read it over again, then you start to let it sink into your logical mind, and then you're like, why not? There is no rules holding me here other than the rule that I've held within myself. Okay. So they are coming to help. They are there to help. They have a very strong affiliation with humanity, because the Pleiades and humanity are like cousins, and so they are wanting to help us succeed into the next. Okay, we have the card of death coming out in reverse, the absolute new beginnings coming here, but something has to die for it to become, and that is sometimes a fear of our own making, because when we are used to a well-grooved kind of reality, get up in the morning, go to work, come back, help the kids out, get tea, go to the shops, well-grooved program, right? A death of something that is well-grooved within your, it's within your neuron paths of your brain programmed there. To allow that to be rebirthed is you know, to really stop and ask our imagination to come forth to show us a new path. Us, the kids that have been born will help guide as well, because many of them are closer to the not the program, right? Especially those that have been born from higher dimensions, higher frequencies, and quite a few are coming through now because of this crack or opening or up leveling of humanity's consciousness has actually helped that vortex, that portal open. So yeah, just be aware that if you are finding everything crumbling away in your life, it is for absolute purpose for you to step into this new you, and you are the central point of your next creation. Is there any other messages coming through the tarot? For some reason the tarot wants to. We will get some oracle cards as well. Hey Celtic, good to see you in the chat bar as well. Thank you for that with the AMAKEL school. I forgot to even say AMAKEL is a new school that I've created on Patreon. Lots and lots of games coming and lots of games already there that are just to help you with your intuition. I'm actually creating affirmations at the moment, so that's a whole new thing. We've got some past life things. I'm just going to keep on adding whatever they bring through in my imagination. We're going to keep on adding more and more and more schooling from this. It's kind of like stepping into a Pleiadian classroom, and there's just going to be so many by the end of it that you can choose whatever you want. There's a couple of tiers there. There's just the games, and then there's also going to be the lessons. I'm not going to stop. It's going to keep going. This is one I'm going to stick to. I feel comfortable with it. Okay. Let's get some more messages, please. Any more messages coming through? Yep. I knew there was something wanted to come through. Love it when they jump. Okay, that one flipped back in. I will take that one that flipped back in. Oh my God, the one that fell over top of the Seven of Cups, imagining. Look at this. It is the Nine of Cups. Mind you, it fell in reverse. This is, just be aware, like the Nine of Cups is wishes coming true, starting to show up, signs coming your way. And it's interesting though, when it first fell over there, I got this feeling or this message of, oh, okay, I get it. Once you learn to choose a specific cup, imagining that you want your life to be directed towards, then the Nine of Cups will flip upright and come forth with the clear signs of where to go, what to do. But see, she's not looking for those signs. She is just enjoying her life. The signs will come towards her because she's in a frequency of her soul leading the way. And that's all we're asking. CYANIANS are saying that's all we're asking you to do, is to stop with the well-grooved. We know where that story goes. Open up your imagination, but also connect just to being present in the moment as much as possible, enjoying your life, and then the signs will start to show up. And then you know the directive to go. It becomes clearer because the signs come in and show you the path. And then the fear will fall away because you know that your soul is directing you there. What does your soul want for you? It wants only the best. It comes from love. It's just love going on a journey. It only wants the best for you. So there is no fear around your soul leading or carving a new path. There's only fear comes when we are asking the logical mind to create a new path where it cannot. And that's where that fear comes in. So just be aware of that too. We also have the Hangman has, this is the card that flipped back in. So there might be a position at the moment where you're just kind of hanging there waiting for this next new arrival. It's because we've been gifted time to align with that new arrival. The blue in the background and the turquoise, there's magic there. There's magic there. Becoming more into your, imagining yourself as a wizard or someone with magic, someone who is a manifester, a real-time manifest, imagining yourself as that. When you start to do that, you know, there is a vulnerability of this because we've been told or taught not to, because they don't want us to step outside of that limited program that they've held us into. But it will help no end when you just go, I don't care. Look at him. He's like carefree. He's vulnerable because he's upside down, but he's carefree as well. There's and then the other card that came out is Temperance, so very much a balanced self as well. They're asking us to balance, obviously. These are similar messages to the Pleiadians, but they're saying this is really important. But okay, is there anything else to come through? Let's get some oracle cards. Maybe you can steer us just in the end of this year, maybe. Let's give it a time of what's happening for them, for those. Till the end of this year. Because there is this overall picture that they always bring up of balance and imagination in that. And I just want to get some more detailed messages of that. They're saying it's hard to do that because we are the creators and they don't want to influence us too much in what we're actually going to create. But there is they're showing me certain things that are going to fall. And when you start to see society and certain things falling, don't get too caught up into it because it was necessary for the opening of something else. There's a push happening at the moment that is actually breaking away that well-grooved program. And remember, it's got quite a strong hold on humanity's consciousness. So to do that, there has to be a bit of rattling going on here. This is this death card where to shake up things a little bit. Maybe they're showing me that in buildings falling. Maybe there's going to be some earthquakes coming, a couple of profound ones. Remember, you will always be safe. If your journey is to move, you will always be in the right place at the right time for your journey as a human. So don't panic. You don't disappear. Let's put it that way. Fear of death is fear of life. By saying there is no such thing in the retrospect of your journey. Your journey carries on. Okay. Those that are going to find, this fell on top of the Temperance card and it's got similar colors as well. So those that find balance within themselves are going to have prosperity. They're going to walk the golden path, so to speak. In other words, when they are starting to feel that central south, the signs will start to show up and it will be delightful. They're giving me that word delightful. Where the imaginings will start to come into fruition for you. It will happen. And don't try to control this. This is what the logical mind will try to do. It's more of a feeling-based journey. It's different. It's a different way of creating reality than what we've been taught. So there is these lessons. There is kind of like these understandings on the way. You always know when your logical mind comes in and starts to take over, which can do very subtly, because you start to feel anxiety, you start to feel ugh. And then you're like, well, I have to let that go. And as soon as you let it go, it can still come up, but it will come up in a way where it's driven from the soul, driven from the heart. We have joy, blessings, intuition coming up. Let's see, we're definitely moving into creating something new. This new little chick in her hand, she's delighted at the prosperity coming in. Like, these are awesome cards. They're showing us that there is, at the end of this hardship tunnel that we're going through, we're pushing through a filament here, and we are moving into something new. I'm gonna just let you guys give you a bit more insight, because it just feels like it's the dream that I had as well, where it was this huge message that was coming over me last night. It wasn't actually a dream. I literally woke up and I was in the alpha state, and they were giving me this message. So they showed me a circle in the sand, and earth, the hardening of just this playing field that was very small in a vast. It was like sand around, but then it turned to dirt. So if you imagine a vast landscape, and then in the middle was a small, it was a circle the size of a house, let's put it that way. And they literally plonked humanity in that one little circle, and they showed a person riding a bike. So the person riding the bike was a mechanism that was taking us into these well-grooved paths that were in this small circle. And we were kind of used to, like, we were taught from a young age through schooling to go on that well-grooved path on this mechanism or this bike. They showed me if you stay there, though, those that were controlling the circle were going to give humanity things that will create their bodies turning into the bike, so they become the mechanism. And then they were stuck there because they weren't seeing themselves separated from the mechanism or the bike. They couldn't take themselves off the bike anymore because they were intricately part of the bike as well, where they had taken things that were like mechanical like. And I'm just going to leave it at that, if you guys get what I'm saying. I'm sure some people out there can understand what I'm saying here. And so you become part of that cog or that wheel that was just creating this very small circle. And then they showed me someone who was ready to leave this. So what happens is you point your bike outwards towards your imagination, right? And it was like a sandbank. So when you hit the sandbank, you can't, when you hit the sandbank of imagination, you can't move. So you are stuck on this bike, and the only way out was to literally get yourself off the bike. So you're no longer reliant on the wheels that were turning, and you are just yourself, authentic now. So now you have to walk. Now you're walking through the sand. You can walk through the sand, but the bike couldn't go through the sand because it just kept getting deeper and deeper, and so it was getting stuck. So then they showed me this person walking through the sand, and then they walked over the sand hill, and then there was this vast landscape where many things could be created, but we had to learn to use our imagination to do this. So that was the story they were giving me last night. Totally goes what this reading's about, so I had to bring that up so that you guys get a little bit of a different awareness of where they're going with this. So yeah, for us to move out of the program, we have to jump off the wheels of what is well grooved within our mind of what we have to do in order to seek or search outside of that comfort zone into creating something new from our imagination. And then that's what will start to steer the ship, because the imagination and humanity's consciousness was always supposed to be the creator of the next step. And it was us that was going to decide how we're going to ground this through the logic mind. Okay. Yes. Okay, so we have a few here. We have the ancient grandmother teacher. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. So the shamans will be awoken. The owl represents them. The owl represents those that see with wisdom from higher dimensions, can literally be an ET, turn into an owl kind of thing. It's really cool. The shamans know this. The shamans of this reality, the elders and all of that, they work well with those benevolent beings that can morph into owls, and that's so cool. They're bringing that up because I've been shown or led that in the fourth what was it? There was a movie, The Fourth Encounter. Anyway, and there was an owl in there that was turning into a being, and that came into my reality just in the last couple of days. So, any case, and I published it on my Facebook site. It might have been about 3 or 4 days ago, actually. So the shaman's coming up as the elder. She has all of this wisdom and knowledge that's been hidden, and there's a lot of us that have had that hidden within our codes of our DNA is now starting to come forth, because we're stepping over, or we're leaving the bike, so to speak, and we're stepping over the sand dune, and we're walking into the vast knowingness of our own authentic self. How far can we take our own authentic self? Where can we go from here now that we're not in that well-grooved program? And then we have the lost star rebirth, out of the darkness and into light. This is our next step, guys. This is the CYANIANS are letting us know through this that this is our next step. We are light. We are so there. We are there. And then we have Pleiadian, mother of the sea, goddess. I surrendered to boundless creative flow of the ocean. And that's another thing that they keep bringing up is lakes, the water, the fish. There's something to do with the water changing, the ice melting. I have brought that up once before too. The ice melting, but they're bringing it up again. The codes releasing in the water, and then we absorb the water, and then we become more enlightened too. There's wisdom where we turn into the shamans. We become the grandmothers of the future. Or the grandfathers, but the same grandmothers, because of that has been repressed, and so that coming forth, where the grandfathers are more like the emperor who creates the physical scenarios. The grandmothers are the ones that have all this wisdom, this profound wisdom that is wanting to show up for humanity's consciousness to be able to help guide, lead a better way. Forward for many more, and they will be very strongly supported within their own right. I support myself. I don't need you to tell me who I am. Don't need you to give me support. Now, also bringing up this the sparks here of newness coming to Earth. So there could be some meteorites falling to Earth and landing, and then that sparks new consciousnesses or awareness, depending on the journey that those meteorites went on. So see how much it all develops into this whole new game. Rebirth, out of the darkness and into the light. Remembering too that anything that lands on Earth is a mixture of Earth and the journey that it has come from. Literally showing me souls doing that. That's what a soul is like when it comes into a human form of a body. it is carrying all the information, just like a meteorite falling on Earth that's gone on a long journey around the universe, lots of different diverse experiences and sightseeings and all sorts of collecting different information as it passed different planets. Literally what a soul's journey will go on. They're showing me that. And then we come into this body. So that's what this card is also about in the rebirth. The lost star will be found within you. You are the spark. You are the meteorite. You are the one that is intricately now grounded with Mother Earth as well. So there's a whole new you that develops, that actually evolves your soul. This is another reason why you came here too, not only to help humanity, but to evolve your soul, not only to fulfill any mission that you decided to fulfill, whether that's peace of mind, happiness, or actually, getting out on stage and doing that doesn't make any difference. This is you becoming the star. You become the ancient grandmother for the future. You hold the wisdom. And the waters are shifting. The waters within us are shifting within us. So this is the development of where we go. It's just this massive expansion and hugeness. And so they're really kind of sitting there as they don't get excited. I was going to say excited, and they're like, yeah, we don't get excited, but they're that's for humans to feel into. They are delighted. That's the only way I can say, is that word keeps popping up. They're delighted to see us become delighted. Okay. Okay. So yeah, close encounters are the fourth kind. Thank you, Gian. My brain sometimes. My logical brain has to try to catch up to these messages. All right. Okay. Is there any other messages that want to come through? Let's get the high dimensional frequency cards. I notice they're pretty out there beings. So some of these messages are pretty, full on, but I know this is what I do. So I'll just keep doing what I gotta do. Here we go. Any other messages coming through, please? These are high in frequency cards. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts coming forward. And look at the portal opening up for us, guys. And the sun is an integral part of sending new vibrations through to us, creating rainbow atmospheres on this earth so that we can walk a whole new game. We can create this whole new game. It's so beautiful. The golden children will be born. The golden children will be born. Yeah, there's definitely a new era in humanity's consciousness coming forth, but it is way more authentic than what the game we were playing before. There is going to be some, with this death card they're bringing up, there is going to be some things that you're like, I don't want that to go, because actually there was fun in that, just being in a separated, looking outside your world, looking outside yourself to create your world. There was some fun things with that. Like, I would really take advantage now of this. Is so cool. This is what they're showing me. Take advantage of going to the shops and buying things off the shelf, because everything's going to start to change up. And that is actually going to fall away. Some of that's going to fall away. There's not going to be those corporates that are in charge of everything. And so the dispersing of that happens where we feel a lot freer, because we're like growing our own food and stuff, and we're creating with each other again and Mother Earth. But they said, just while you're at the end of something, see it as that. And the more that you start to love something, don't hold on to it, obviously, but just the acceptance of it instead of the fear, the anger about it. It actually fuels it. But when we start to let go and accept it, actually will dissipate easier. So enjoy where you're at right now. It's actually a really interesting space to be in, because you're kind of awoken to this whole other world that's coming towards us, that we're learning to create, but we're also in the trenches of that old world, right? So we've got the best of both worlds when we see it that way. It will actually help lift the veil too, because we're playing in the playfield instead of getting angry with it, which is actually fueling it. Yeah. Any other messages, please? These cards have any other messages? One's flipped back into the deck, so I'll pull that one out. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. You'll survive this. That they're saying, like, there is other worlds to be discovered. It's going to be so exciting. So even if you're leaving the supermarket and you're like, oh, there is so much more to be discovered here. But so allow the new beginnings to develop, because it's going to be quite the journey. They're saying quite the journey. These next steps, the next 10 years are integral in the creation, where they see things in what will be perceived to them in like a day. For humanity to actually move through it, to them would feel like a few years. So they sometimes they're letting us know sometimes they get ahead of themselves, because if they pull it right back to just the end of this year, 224, because they see such a big picture, it's kind of hard for them as CYANIANS to really pinpoint what's actually going to happen in this end of this year. Just to let you know why it didn't really come up too much in the reading. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what else have we got here? What other cards would you like to grab? Do we want those? How about these? Okay. Did we do those? Yes, we did. Hey, Arnie. I will be there for your reading. Oh my gosh. Yesterday was quite crazy for me. Okay, back with the CYANIANS. Okay, we have a card that wants to come out. Nonsense. It's time to talk sense. Okay, we have to take, like this is almost like the old ways where nonsense, don't talk about that. That's a load of crap. We've got to stay in the groove, that sort of, I was literally talking like this queen would talk. We've got to stay in the groove. And poor Alice is sitting here going, but I have an imagination. I want to try something else, This is what we are up against, and it is they just need to tell us a couple of times now, and we get stuck into that again of don't expand yourself. You will look too weird to the outside world. But the outside world is already breaking up and looking pretty strange anyway. So why not just be you? Even if it means that you just come across as pretty ordinary. It doesn't make any difference. Or extraordinary. Ordinary to extraordinary. You are amazing. See that within yourself. What else wants to come through with these cards? Snow White and her animal friends, you inspire trust and confidence. So we have to start having confidence within ourselves, how we're going to actually move forward with this. We don't no longer want to have confidence in this queen that's kind of tight-lipped and telling us what to do. We don't want to have confidence in that anymore. It's not taking us anywhere but circles. So yeah, but there's definitely new dimensions to be explored. The fairy ring is coming up. new skills, advancement, and rapid movements, fast movements. So literally feel like the Eight of Wands is coming through. Once we get the hang of this, we're going to know where we're going, and it's just going to be really a lot faster than what you even expect, because when you're in the flow, things happen quite quick. It's only when you're in that warring zone within yourself that it's like a stop, start, yes, no, no, that sort of thing. Impossible things, working through disbelief, imagination leaps, fresh new perspectives. So we're going from this, being told what to do, to this, the butterfly, fresh new perspectives. Yeah, little dragon and everything there. It's so beautiful. So, you know, and the bread butterfly, you know, that was in the Alice in Wonderland movie, the rocking horse that was a butterfly. Everything's flying here. Everything is seen from above. So as you start to up level into these higher frequencies of realizing, you can become the observer of the issues. You might start having, if you remember your dreams, flying dreams start to come back up again. Will help you. Flying dreams can be of two things. They can be of actual astral traveling, showing you things that are coming your way, or they can also showing you what's happening on the other side of the world. And they can also be a message of, you have the capability to become above your problems and see as the observer of them, so you don't become them. You are just seeing them as a story, just like you're watching TV and you know the story will end. You watch a program, you can be really entrenched in it, but you know that story will end. And so you don't really get entangled into it. If you do get entangled into it and it's an awful story, I would advise turn that one off. Don't allow yourself to get too entrenched into stories that are where you don't want to go, or find stories that you actually want to watch on TV that are embracing fun in your life, that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to open the chat bar for free chat bar readings. I kind of got carried away there. My time is all over the show at the moment, as Arnie knows. Sure. Right. So I'll open the free chat bar. A little bit over time than usual, but that's okay. We'll just go with the flow. As I pack up these cards. Those. And thank the CYANIANS. If you're going to leave me here, thank you for joining. If you do keep on listening to the free chat bar messages, readings, there might be a message there for you. Okay. Lot to digest, Celtic. Yay! Okay, Virginia's standing up for me to read. Okay. Sorry, I'm just moving this chair a little bit, feeling more balanced on it. Virginia, might be something within you that needs to feel a little bit more balanced as well. Virginia. Virginia. We have one card that's come up here. You are going towards a really beautiful wish come true. So you have the 10 of Cups. It's like one of the best wishes come true cards. Like things that you've been putting out to have happen. You've been working hard and it's going to pay off. Whatever it is going to pay off. For some reason, it's like she's staring in a different direction. These two are staring up at the cups. She's staring out into some other, like almost like she's imagining this into process. So, like I said with the reading with the CYANIANS, you really lean into your imagination for the life that you know you deserve, because there is something wanting to come up for you for this. This is going to be presented to you, but they just need you to just lean into it and go, you know what, this is going to happen. I trust myself and my imagination to ground this. It will happen. Okay, I'll just get one more card for you. Yeah, you have the High Priestess in reverse. So you are learning to become the High Priestess to me. You're learning how to use your imagination for the benefit of yourself. And she knows how to use that. She knows that what she imagines can become in her reality. But being in reverse, and this girl's like looking out there, she's learning to become this. So the empowerment of yourself. You might have even like you have the big scenario, the big dream, but even if through a day-to-day thing, just to give your logical mind truer understanding that you have this capability, choose something small that you are going to see in the next few days and let it go. So I'm going to see a 10-cent piece on the ground, or I'm going to see a paperclip on the ground, or something, small. And then it at least allows your logical mind to go, well, if I find that, then it's no different to actually bringing in the actual dream as well. Okay, so that's for you. Who else have we got here? Okay, Diana. Honey, Tuesday's message I listened to like 8 times. Yeah, there's so much in there. Wasn't there? But it was a little bit just lots different. Anyway, Diana, I've had a couple of people say they couldn't keep up, and I understand that too. Like, it is what it is. So, okay. But I'm not going to change. If this is what comes through, this is what comes through. Let's go to Diana's energy though, please. Diana. Message for Diana. Okay, we have one that flipped in to the pack, a Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the 9 of Wands. So I'm feeling with the 9 of Wands, you're waiting for something here. And you've done a lot of work towards it. It's like, well, I've even done the action. I've done everything. When is my pentacle? When am I going to be the Queen of Pentacles where it just flourishes and comes towards me? So in the waiting game, allow yourself to wait. Allow yourself to wait and say, I trust what's going to come in. There's a feeling of, but I've got to keep on picking up the wands and keep on doing just in case it doesn't come in. And there is they're bringing me to me in this morning, and letting myself sleep in. Allowing the flow instead of bringing in more wands and more actions and more things when you've already done enough. Allow something to flow. It's like learning to be the receiver. The receiver is got their hands out to receive. If they pick up a wand and they keep on working, then they're not in the receiving, they're in the doing. And so there is a kind of a place here where they're asking you to become the receiver and be comfortable in that receiving energy as well. Okay. Who else have we got here? I can't remember who I did at the beginning. Sorry, guys. You did. No, just keep going. Christina. Yes, please. Virginia, thanks, Bobby. I live on a barrier island in Florida, and we just got hit by 2 major hurricanes. I'm finally back in my home after escaping hurricanes. Oh, wow. This is a new adventure. Isn't it funny how, like, so many of us are having everything kind of ripped away from us, but use that space to well, what do I deserve now? I've been through enough. I don't need to go through all that crap anymore. And then you start to get a pull of where you want to go, live, whatever, be who you want to be. Okay, so I am going to read for Christina. Christina. Christina, 6 of Swords in reverse. So there's a journey that maybe you're not quite ready to take yet, but is asking you to take it. And, okay, I want to take that one as well. Yeah, there's a journey that's wanting to be taken, but not quite ready to take it. So we'll turn that up right anyway to give you a good energy, because you do also have the 9 of Cups. That are you ready to actually bring in what you know you deserve? Are you really ready for this? Like, are you going to choose this? Are you going to say, I know this is coming my way. I trust this. That's one thing they're wanting you to look at, address within yourself. There are 2 others that came in. Yeah, the 7 of Pentacles, and they're showing me her empty basket, but it's upside down. It's like literally, I've done all that. I'm turning it upside down. I'm just letting it go fall, because there's something fast moving coming in for you, and it's to do with the mind. Your mind is getting in your way, because these are swords that are in reverse. So the mind is getting in your way, and there's something wanting to come in, or you move towards, and it's moving towards you. It's wanting to be magnetizing towards you to bring you this 9 of Cups energy of wishes come true. There's something like an emptying of the basket. And definitely a letting go here of something that you've maybe worked on before, just to give yourself more space for the thing that you really, truly want to bring in. Okay. What have we got here? I don't know. Yeah, I did, Diana. I'm losing track in my logical mind of who I've done. I really cannot. My logical brain is just doing a back bend. If someone hasn't had a reading and wants a reading, just put it down below again so it's easier for me, because I'm not doing very well remembering. I'm staying and living in the moment a lot, but I'm also doubting at the moment. Sorry, who I actually read for. Yeah, that would have been a huge ordeal, Virginia, that you've just gone through. So many people out there that are having these floods and stuff. Floods is over humanity's overwhelmed with emotions, and in reflection, a flood will come into the community when there's a limit of the overwhelming of emotions. Tornadoes are usually represented by repressed anger of what's happening, and then that can reflect back at us as a tornado. Yeah, everything is in reflection to our actual consciousness, because we are creators of that. Yeah, interesting. Debbie. Okay, Debbie, we have the Queen of Swords. So picking up that sword, they're showing me pick up the sword. You have this now. You have more control over your mind and where it's going to go. But still there's clouds in that background. But it's almost like I know how to put up my boundaries. I know what to chop away now. I know who to say no to. And so you become the queen by doing that. setting up specific boundaries within the mind. And we have the Hangman that's in reverse. So it is time to start stepping forward now. Unravel yourself from the mind tricks. You've got this. You know, you can step forward. People that you meet and all of that, trust yourself in those that, you know, I've had enough of that energy and I need to cut that away now. That sort of thing. Just cut them away, because it's not serving you and your energy raising anymore. Like, you want to, and literally showing me with this Hangman, untangling oneself from this. Like, I'm not going to have it hooking me in again where I feel like I can't move. So I'm going to unwrap myself through cutting away those and setting up specific boundaries for myself now as I move along in this journey. Yeah. Okay, guys. Artemis 3000. Okay, what's next for me since I've released stuff and made room for the new blessings, Bobby? Okay, we'll see what the cards say, right? Artemis 3000. Artemis 3000. Good job. That's what's coming through. Good job. I feel like your guides are like very matter of fact. Thunder. Right. Okay. We have 2 cards that have come out. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Ta-da-da-da. So abundance coming in for you. New beginnings, abundance. This is a very cool card for gifts coming through. Grounding, the best scenarios, new homes, yeah, just everything, like an abundance of what you're really after. And it came out with the High Priestess in reverse, so you still have a bit of work to do with your spiritual side, but you definitely know how to ground something and manifest it into this reality. But I don't know why they're asking. Okay, they're saying there is something, more messages coming through for you, but you're not quite there to receive them just yet. It's an opening of your connection to your soul. Yeah, so you've definitely learned here how to ground something. So that's definitely coming through. So at least you've got good gifts coming through. You couldn't have a better card, 10 of Pentacles, for actual grounded, manifested gifts coming in for you. Yeah, couldn't have had a better card. Okay, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you here, and I will see you on Tuesday with an absolutely new channeling coming through. Don't forget, if you want to join my Patreon school, there's a couple of tiers. One's, I think, $5 and one's $8 or something like that. And I'm not sure if that's in Australian money either. But any case, that is available. I'm adding heaps and heaps of new classes and stuff like that for that. It's literally stepping into a Pleiadian classroom. The beginning, the intro that I've put together is just beautiful. I love that I've created all of that. I actually chose different free videos off the internet, and then I put the sounds and all of that towards, found the sounds and put all that together. So yeah, I pieced it all together. Let's put it that way. I didn't create the actual video of the spaceship coming down and the lightning. Anyway, but I love that new beginning. So if you guys want to meet me it just puts us in a higher vibe, and meet me in those classes. I will probably do a bit more face-to-face stuff as well coming up. So until next time, bye.